Ever wondered where the Star of David came from, especially since it never actually appears in the Bible? It doesn't begin in the familiar places most people expect. It begins with a warning. In the book of Amos and echoed again in the Acts of the Apostles, the issue is not what people saw in the sky, but what they chose to carry: a star. Not distant light, but a symbol taken up, held, and integrated into practice. Something that represented alignment with a structured system outside what they were meant to follow. The Star of Remphan. It is a hexagram. Two equilateral triangles, one ascending, one descending, interlocked into a precise symmetrical figure that forms a closed system. The upward triangle reaches beyond the visible toward ascent and the unseen. The downward triangle presses into form, into structure and manifestation. When combined, they do not dissolve into unity, they stabilize into equilibrium, locking opposing directions into a fixed relationship. This is not abstract balance, it is structured containment. Ancient sources repeatedly associate Remphan, or its earlier form Chiun, with astral veneration, and many traditions connect it to Saturners. In the ancient world, Saturn was not just a planet, it was the outer boundary of the visible heavens, the final limit. It governed time, cycles, restriction. It defined the edges within which everything operated. Nothing moved beyond it. The hexagram reflects that same principle. It encodes a system where forces above and below, spiritual and material, are not free to expand indefinitely, but are held within a fixed structure. Opposites are not released, they are contained. This same structural logic appears in Kabbalah, where reality depends on controlled tension. Expansion without limits collapses. Restriction without balance suffocates. Existence is sustained by forces held in place within defined boundaries, and the pattern does not disappear. Across civilizations, the same geometry appears again and again. In ancient Indian traditions, it represents complementary forces sustaining existence through balance. In alchemy, it encodes fire and water in equilibrium. In medieval esoteric traditions, often called the Seal of Solomon, it signifies authority over unseen forces, control within structure. Different names, same system, opposing forces, contained. Over time, the symbol shifts context. It enters Jewish history not as a warning, but as identity. It becomes the Star of David, or Magen David. It spreads across communities, becomes a unifying emblem, and is eventually placed at the center of the flag of Israel, clear, visible, and defined. Public, recognized, but unchanged. The same interlocking triangles remain. The same closed geometry. The same structure holding everything in place. What once appeared in Scripture as misalignment becomes identity. The meaning changes. The structure does not. The hexagram, the Star of Remphan, and later the Star of David, remains a single continuous form across time. A geometry of opposition fixed into balance, a system where nothing escapes its boundaries, and where everything is held exactly where it is meant to be. Opposites held together, forces kept in place. A system that does not expand, only endures. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And while you're here, click on the video you see on screen to keep watching. Your support helps this channel grow and keeps content like this coming. I'll see you in the next one.